When it's time, better let the man Simo speak.
Yo, this is Bilal Muhammad, and you're listening to the Simo Speaks podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, I got my brother, Vinotinto Van Dijk, the Venezuelan GOAT. John, how are you, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm very happy to be here. Long-time admirer of the show, long-time listener.
Hey, first-time caller. Let's go.
Super excited to talk over these next few minutes together. So should be a great time.
Man, let's jump right into it. We were just talking about Liverpool playing Eindhoven and the boys desperate for form. If you had to make a prediction for tomorrow, do you play better if you drop Salah?
I don't necessarily think so. I really don't. I know it's one of those things that, Salah has definitely not had his best season. He's not, covered himself in glory in many of the games. Feels like his decision making has been a bit lackluster in some key moments as well. But I think he's one of those guys that nobody wants to get themselves back into form more than that guy. I don't know. It's one of those things that I watch him and he's so good at just staying resilient. There's a super famous quote I remember that he talked about with Arsene Wenger, the old coach of Arsenal, which he was talking about Salah and said, like, what distinguishes like a good player from a great player is that, like no matter how bad you might be, no matter how like out of form or like your touch might be garbage that given day or whatever, it's just like constantly staying in the game, constantly just making sure that, you're pressing or you're just being aggressive. And you might have one moment of brilliance, one moment of luck, magic, whatever you want to call it. And I think that's what's really been like kind of a testament of Salah's career to, how he's gotten to this point of being, I don't know, like third or fourth all-time Premier League goal scorer. So I think you got to play the guy. I mean, as long as he's here, as long as he's wanting to fight and give it his all, you got to play the guy.
Hey, fair. Hey, big money wages too.
Yeah, he's taken right now. You know what I mean? He's bringing home the dough, which he deserves. You know what I mean? He put up.
He was phenomenal last year.
The greatest Premier League season ever, and it could have been better. Honestly, I think if the team would have stayed locked in through 38 games, you could argue like after about 30 or 31, they kind of just like fell off altogether. But even then, historic. I mean, historic numbers. And then I back the guy till the very end, until he goes off into the Saudi sunset, most likely, which he fully deserves if he makes that switch. But I'm playing the guy.
My brother John, the first question I have for you are: what are your early moments for the sport as a whole, or your first love for Liverpool? Did they intertwine, or did one come before the other? How did you really get into the sport?
Yeah, man, that's a great question. Honestly, I think for me, I grew up in a household that soccer wasn't necessarily a key point of interest. I come from Venezuelan background, so we're all baseball players. That's what we do. That's our bread and butter. But my cousins that lived in Venezuela were huge soccer fans, and I have probably my earliest real memory of like really, really enjoying the sport was the 2006 World Cup. And I remember watching the final. We were in Los Angeles for a family trip, and I'll never forget seeing Zizou and that famous headbutt. And I think that's what kind of I was just like, yo, this is lit. But after that, the rest is kind of in history. The year after that, or a couple
but the
years
Zizou,
after that,
I'm sorry to cut you off, but the Zizou headbutt is like Michael Jackson dying. Like everybody knows where they were.
100%. I'll never forget that. Like the year after that, or a couple years after that, I was just like, all right, like, I want to start watching the sport a little bit. Obviously, Real Madrid and Barcelona in that time were the rivalry obviously has always been in existence, but it was like really starting to mount with the transfer of Cristiano Ronaldo to Real Madrid. And I remember my brother picked Real Madrid as his team, and I was like, naturally, I'm going to pick the arch nemesis of your club. So shout out to X. He's probably the main reason why I'm a Barca fan more than like the tiki-taka, the beautiful play that was going on at that time.
It was the rage baiting, bro. That's what caused it.
He's a Ronaldo fanboy as a consequence. I mean, I think I still would have picked Messi at the end of the day because for me, like, just my guy's unbelievable. Yeah.
Like he's just out of this world.
You're a United fan. You have some sort of slight affinity towards Real Madrid.
What? Dude, first of all, Madrid. All right, man, I'm on smoke with all clubs. I don't rate no clubs anymore. Team Mbappe.
After that, I remember watching the Premier League, and this was back when like Chelsea was filthy. Arsenal and Manchester United were going tit for tat, but Manchester United was always big bro. It was also like when the 2010 World Cup was brewing. And I just remember seeing a really famous game, actually, and I hate to bring it up, but it was Manchester United Liverpool, and it was at Old Trafford. And my boy El Nino Torres was just absolutely tearing a new one to Nemanja Vidic. And I don't know, something about that game. I was just like, yeah, like this club is definitely pulling me in for whatever reason. But I was just also like I was super tapped into the Spanish national team at that time, and Fernando Torres and Steven Gerrard for me were like my two heroes when I was really growing up. And then I remember getting wind of like Istanbul and the 2005 Champions League final, and kind of the rest was history. I then started following the club, and they were kind of in the mud for a couple of years, and then they signed Luis Suarez. And then when Suarez was like rampant, I was just like, yeah, this is absolutely the club for me. And
Suarez was a demon in general. His career, but at Liverpool, he was a monster, bro.
The arc of his career, like basically from the end of Ajax to like Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, like you can go as far as you want.
As soon as he starts biting them knuckles and kissing them.
Bro,
it's GG's.
Yeah. Like
GG's.
The screws are loose. The screws are loose right here.
But you need that.
But the guy is just a demon, man. And some of the stuff, the audacity that he would have in game. And my boy Asamoah Gyan, I think.
Fuck, man. They told that man you can't step back into Ghana, bro. You're cooked.
Bro, he's not welcome.
Bro, there's nobody you can check in with. Nobody.
Bro, the ancestors
You're done.
Exiled you. Yeah, man. But yeah, I would say those are some of the earliest memories that I have for the club, man. And yeah, I mean, it's since then, it's like my affinity has really just grown more and more and more. And again, I've been through some dark days. There have been some dark days as a Liverpool fan, so that's why I go through the current, and I'm like, yeah, like this blows, like it sucks, but it gets worse.
Oh, it can be so much worse, my friend.
Worse.
Yeah,
it gets a lot worse.
Let me now ask you, who are some of your favorite players right now to watch? And it can be a mix of Liverpool players, non-Liverpool players, but there's a plethora of players out there, man, that are just fun to watch. So,
absolutely. Yeah, so I'll start with Liverpool since it's near and dear. I would say the guy that's given me the most happiness over the course of 11, 12 games we're in, probably been like Szoboszlai. I think he has really shown
different. That guy himself is set piece FC by himself.
Yeah,
that guy.
Yeah, he's got like I'm not trying to glaze the guy, but he's got aura. You know what I mean? He's just got some aura to him, and he's an absolute workhorse. He's a demon. Like he never stops running for the team. He's been captain of.
I also I rate, and sorry to cut you off, I rate when a dude from a small country is doing some shit, bro. Like to me, it's the Modric effect, All right, bet. Like obviously Croatia had ballers, right, producing at the time. I couldn't name you another Hungarian baller. Like I'm sorry, just off the top of my mind, none come to mind because Szoboszlai is Mr. Hungry.
He's him. He puts a team on his back, and like when he is playing for Hungary, man, like the play runs through that guy. If he's not balling that day, the team is good. They are not doing nothing. They're not doing anything. So you need him. You need him to ball out. You need him to be the guy. You need him to step up and give you that moment of brilliance. And more often than not for that team, he's doing it. And if they're playing against I don't know, Spain, Portugal, France, whatever, yeah, I mean barbecue chicken, put it in the bag. But put him up against I don't know, a Nordic country or Eastern European. I mean, hey, you got a game. And it's because number 10 is gonna he's gonna run the play.
He already has a Giorgio Armani photo shoot waiting for him in his home country when he lands back. He's on it. The statue geeks.
The statue's being built. Dominic is an absolute baller, man, and I feel really lucky to have him on the squad. And I remember when he joined, he went through some really highs and lows, early days with Klopp, and I don't think he ever really got his flowers, but he's definitely getting them this season, and he's being played out of position. And
I mean, he needed time to adjust, and then not only is he adjusted, he's like a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, and it's really interesting too because I remember when we signed Wirtz in the summer, people were like, "Oh, Szoboszlai, who gets dropped? It's going to be Dominic." And now, I mean, I would genuinely argue that he's the first name on the team sheet.
You can't write him off. You can't.
I would make the argument if I'm Slot, with the way that the team has played the season and the way that things have unfolded, I mean, I would argue he's the first name on the team sheet. It's just my genuine opinion, and he's playing right back. We're seeing it. I mean, the guy's undroppable. You can't drop him. I think through all the storms that we've gone through, he's the only guy who's like been decent or like better than decent through the season so far. So I would say him for Liverpool. Apart from him, I'm an insanely big admirer of Michael Olise of Bayern Munich. For me, I think he is like certified baller. Like, if you ask me in the summer who could Liverpool sign or like who is the Salah successor, I don't even hesitate. Michael Olise. Guy's just an absolute G. I'm a huge fan of like Nuno Mendes at PSG. I think he's an absolute stallion too. Joao Neves, I think, is amazing. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of Mbappe. I think for me personally, he's the best player in the world. Still hurts to this day, but Jude Bellingham is a fantastic player too. He's class, in my
It's
opinion.
rough. Yeah, man. Jordan Henderson tried. Hey, look, Hendo tried for you guys. He tried to get it.
He tried, and whole time it was Jude finessing Trent. But at the end of the day, you just gotta humbly accept the L. I could go on a whole tangent about that, but huge fan of Jude. I love Lamine Yamal. Obviously, he's extremely arrogant, but I think that he has a lot of.
You also want that in a player.
Yeah, I mean, you want arrogance.
We can't have everybody being humble, bro.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. I mean, crown the guy. You know what I mean? But he's also fantastic. I'll name a few more, and then I can also ask you who you like right now. But gosh, I hate to say it too. I think Declan Rice is a fantastic player. Caicedo's a fantastic player, bro. Haaland this year has been an absolute joy to watch. He's incredible. I think the disparity between him and like City's next top goal scorer is something crazy. Like, I don't know, 12, 11 goals. So he's another guy that I gotta tip my cap to. Kind of feels like he's inevitable whenever he's on the pitch right now. I mean, he didn't score last weekend, and it was like a huge deal. Also, seeing City lose is, in the fashion that we've seen this season, is crazy. But
yeah, I mean, look, I thought after last year all the rust would be gone, but clearly not, man.
No, they still have a lot of issues. They're able to like cover it up some games just because of the brilliance that they have, but there are a lot of teams who can sit in the low block and give them problems. I mean, shout out to Newcastle, Harvey Barnes, what a player. Yeah, I would say that's a good coverage in terms of who I'm enjoying watching. Oh, got to give a shout out to Julian Alvarez and Atletico Madrid. What a player!
What a baller! What a baller! Now that he's left City, I can just properly rate this guy, man. He was nice. Oof.
He's filthy. He's filthy. Would take him at my club in a heartbeat.
I mean, if anything was happening in that game against Arsenal, he was the one that was creating everything.
Yeah, I mean, I remember he hit the post on an absolute worldly strike.
Sick.
So unlucky not to finish that. But yeah, I would round it off there. I know I'm missing some guys.
Yeah, I mean, look, like I said, there's so many ballers out there. Just ones that come to mind. Look, for me, I mean, because you're asking me, everybody that you named. Funny enough, I love Isak. Like, I thought Isak at Newcastle was a breath of fresh air. So like Isak to me is a baller. Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's one of those players where, and like for me also, like I love Ekitike too. I've been following him since he was at PSG, right? So now I just gave you the Liverpool guys I like. Some other players, Dembele, Desiree Doué, Declan Rice.
Doué, dude.
Look, I really, center back wise, I'm a team Gabriel. Saliba's nice, but I think Gabriel is amazing. Like I would take Gabriel in a heartbeat. And I know, there's all the Madrid talk about Saliba, blah blah blah. But I think losing Gabriel would hurt even more to a certain extent.
I agree. I would agree to that statement, especially like offensively what he offers you. He's a true captain. I mean, he leads the line, so I respect Gabriel a lot. And I remember when he joined Arsenal, it was kind of like banter around him. Credit to him. He's turned it around and asserted himself as one of the probably top 3 center backs in the world. You could definitely make the argument. Maybe not 3.
I'd say striker position. I look, Harry Kane is still him, right? That guy's still doing his thing. I rated Marmoush before he went to City. I really liked it. What Marmoush was doing.
What's crazy to me is dude, last season he gets brought in January. he's kind of like the crux. I mean, he's relied upon a lot. He bagged goals. He scored probably one of the goals of the season, arguably goal of the season. And then the season starts and he can't sniff the pitch.
Dude.
He can't sniff it. It's like, what happened over the summer that this guy's like not rated?
Dude, what did what happened in the Everton versus United game yesterday? Keane got smacked by Idrissa Gana Gueye. That's what Salah needs to do to Marmoush at AFCON. He needs to wake him up.
Literally, bro. It's like, bro, you're him. Come on, wake up. That guy was scoring for fun with
Dude, come
Frankfurt,
on.
and then he comes to City. Dude, he bagged
He
eight
was
Premier League goals.
linked with you guys for a minute. I was sick.
I know.
Whenever somebody
I
gets
would've
linked with
taken
you guys, I fucking want to throw up, bro. Shit makes me I got heartburn. I know I sent you a list of names. I want to switch it up with you, right? Because I know I sent
Okay.
you a list of names and you were going to talk about each one. What I want instead is give me one word about each person. Each name I give you, you give me one word. So I know it makes it way tougher, but you're a trendsetter. You're going to be
Okay.
the first to do this.
All right, cool.
So first name for you is Arnie Slot.
But last season, we won the Premier League. We're not winning it now. But he was really, really, really good about making in-game changes last year. I remember when things weren't working, he would make a change at halftime, and more often than not, it would pay off. I mean, clearly we won the league. The word that I'm going to use, and again, this could come back to bite me, but I think it is just like I'm going to say flexible.
Hey, fair enough. That's a good word.
and-
Pause,
and-
but still.
But he would make changes at halftime, and I remember that it would be brilliant more often than not, and it would work. This year, not so much, but I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. A lot of fans are asking Arnie out, and I'm not one of them. If we're 12th, 13th, 14th by the start of the new year, then the tune might change. But I got to believe that the guy who won the Premier League is going to get us out the rut. So
Fairs. Next one is Mo Salah.
legend. He's legendary, man. I will never, ever, ever let revisionism come and talk about this guy other than anything other than he was. When he hangs up the boots, it'll be one of the most remorseful days for me as a Liverpool fan. He's given me 8 years now of just pure bliss and happiness, watching him lace up and continue to give his absolute all. And he scored so many goals. He's won titles. He's won everything that you could win at this club. He was part of the team that took us from kind of like a banter level squad to
You guys were slightly above banter level,
Yeah,
slightly
I mean,
above,
we-
but
when
it wasn't
Salah-
like respected. You know what I mean?
When Salah joined, we weren't a banter club, because that season we qualified the season he joined, we went to the Champions League final. And he was just part of the revolution, I would say. And he's been the part of the revolution, because without his contributions, I mean, we're nowhere near where we are today. And I remember Klopp almost signed Julian Brandt in his place. And thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God things didn't pan out that way. So legend.
Next one is Wirtz. And I know I made it difficult because you were supposed to have a monologue about it, and now I told you got to give me one word.
Yeah, fair, totally. And again, this is one of those things that I'm going off of what I've seen of the guy. And again, statistics is one thing, but I like to watch football from a different lens. And everybody has their 007 jokes. Say what you want. But for Florian Wirtz, I'm going to go with magician.
Hey.
Magician. I know it's kind of like a cliche word when it comes to soccer players, right? But I do watch Florian Wirtz play. He might be a little bit more of like the volume side of things, especially now, like being in the Premier League. It's a completely different league than the Bundesliga. I mean, no disrespect to the guy, but I also see a lot of revisionism right now with like Luis Diaz. And a lot of fans are like, oh, Liverpool are missing Luis Diaz. Like this guy, people talk about Luis Diaz like he was Messi. And dude, I love Lucho. Like he was born like 30 miles west of Venezuela. Bro is for me like an honorable mention for a Venezuelan. And I'll always look at him in that light. But I'm also not naive to the fact that Luis Diaz wasn't the most clinical player. Like, yes, he was an absolute workhorse. He was a stallion off the ball. His off the ball work rate was probably his biggest asset. and he was great at 1v1s. He's gone to Bayern Munich and he's torn that league a new one. I mean, he looks like the best left winger in the world, and numbers wise, you can make the argument that he probably is right now. But I think that you got to take that league with a grain of salt. Like a lot of guys, Harry Kane, he did it. What he did at Spurs, but what he's doing at Bayern is an abuse. I mean, those defenders see Bayern on the schedule and they must be like, we're cooked. We're holding 5. Like, and Kane is going to have a brace, So, yeah, I think Wirtz is going to find his feet in this league, and you watch him play for Germany, and the guy's a dog. I mean, Nagelsmann.
I was rating him, bro, in the summer when I was talking to somebody about like Liverpool's upcoming signings or whatever. I was like, I'm most terrified of Wirtz. I was like, Wirtz is him.
Of course. I mean, most people probably thought that he was going to be generational. Like his impact when he joined the club was going to be crazy, which I thought too. I got his freaking jersey, bro. Like I thought this guy was going to be him. And it's not to say that he won't be. I mean, he's 22 years old, and I get it with soccer. We don't really give that leeway. We don't give players time to bet in. It's kind of like you have to hit the ground running. And yes, his price tag is his price tag, but he didn't make the price tag. He just played his socks off at Leverkusen, and he was amazing, and the clubs did the business. But, the guy is, I think he's going to be a success, and I'll still, I'll put my reputation on the line with him. It's just I watch him play, and yeah, he's not bagging, he's not getting assists, but I think he's going to come good.
Next name, Isak.
I mean, Isak, bro, I'm going killer.
There we go. Bro, I was calling him R9 last year. I was like, this guy's nice.
Brother, let me just say, like, Isak, man, say what you will about him right now. He's not hit the ground running. He's also just not running on fitness. Like, the guy has no match fitness. He's not really – I mean, yes, he's playing now, and Slot pretty much said, I'm going to have to play this guy over guys who probably deserve minutes more. And Isak hasn't really been playing consistently since, like, May. He's not playing for Sweden. That team is suffering bad. But, look, watch the tapes. The guy is a killer. You put him in front of goal, give him chances, he's going to bag. He's not touching the ball for Liverpool yet. So, like, I'm not going to sit here and be a critic on him and, say that things are his fault, that we're not bagging. The guy can't even sniff a chance. And, like, that's a problem of the team. That's a problem of tactics, the way that they're moving the ball. Give him chances and he'll bag. He's a killer.
And this last name, I'm switching it up on you. You don't know this one. Sadio Mane.
Powerhouse.
Ooh.
Mane, man. Mane is a guy that, like, you look at revisionism, and, like, I think with time, he's going to be remembered, like, higher and higher. It's one of those things that in the moment, like, it was always Mane versus Salah. Like, the competition was on, and I think those guys fed off of it so well, and, like, it drove them to be better and better and better and better and trying to be better than one another. But the year that we won the title, 1920, Sadio Mane was the best left winger in the world that year. I remember it like it was nothing, man. That guy destroyed defenses, his work rate, his strength. Like, he was an absolute powerhouse. He was a powerhouse, dude. Like, he would torment the left wing. Like, he would be picking up the ball where Robbo is, beating 2 guys, playing the final pass, whatever, and then finishing. He just had everything. He had absolutely everything. Like, his weak foot was absolutely incredible. I mean, the guy was a powerhouse. He was such a direct player, but he had that element of flair about him. Like, he could beat you on the first dribble. I remember, and against Neymar. So, like, I'm not gonna shit on Neymar. He's probably the greatest dribbler of our time, maybe of all time. But I remember in a game against PSG in the Champions League, and I think 2018, or maybe I think it was 2018. He had this dribble where, like,
where he made Neymar sit down. Oh,
he sent Neymar to the shops. Again, man, Mane is just one of those guys that I'll always have so much love for that guy, man. And again, he was part of that revolution. I mean, he signed the year before Salah, and he played on the right wing. I remember the very first game he played was against Arsenal, and I think he had a goal, but I can't remember if it was a brace, but I think it was just one. And it was unbelievable, man. He was on the right wing. He, like, took the ball in, hit it with his left. Just an incredible player, and he could play both wings. He was a right winger basically when he joined Liverpool, and then he moved to the left wing, and I mean, he made it his own. But Mane is just, absolute menace, powerhouse, great player.
Next question. How are we feeling about Liverpool this season? We talked a little bit about it off air, so give the folks what you're thinking, man. I know you guys are
Yeah.
Premier League winners, right? But going into the
Yeah.
season, it's not really shaping out the way you would want it to.
Of course, of course. I think especially looking back at the summer, most people probably were like, "Oh, Liverpool, they had an unbelievable window. They're going to run away with it. It's going to be, people. A lot of people probably were saying it's going to, Liverpool are probably going to win the Premier League again." Which I won't lie, I did have the hopes and expectation. I mean, I'm not saying I thought 100% we were going to win the league again. It was more so one of those things that I thought we would at least be fighting. I didn't think that Liverpool would be out of the race in November. Not to say that it's completely over, because you can never say the Premier League is completely over unless you're 20 points behind in, I don't know, March. Um, I do think Arsenal will probably win the league, but that's beside the point. This is about Liverpool. This year it's been tough, man. It's been tough, and like you said, we talked about it a little bit off the field stuff, what happened before the season started. But I think I want to really focus on the field. And for me, I've gotten this question a few times actually over the past few weeks. What's going on at Liverpool? Like, what's wrong? Why is this happening? And the easy answer is I don't know. Like, I can't sit here and tell you. Um, I can't sit here and tell you. Like, I watch the games and I'm baffled. Like, I'm baffled at how there's such a lack of intensity, and how disjointed everything just looks. It just looks so clunky. The ball is moving so slow. Like, I feel like they used to be very meticulous with the way that they were approaching, trying to play. Um, but in lieu of that, I've tried to think of a couple reasons, and I think tactics are one big thing, right? Like, I'm not going to sit here and try and be a Twitter tactico and try and tell you about all the inverted center mids and fullbacks that are happening. Um, and all these crazy registas going about the pitch. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sit here and do that. But I think you don't need to be a genius to also watch a game and see that, like, tactically something is not quite right. You know, and I think for me, it's quite easy to see in possession when we're playing against a team that's maybe sitting back, right? Virgil will have the ball, Konate will have the ball, and they'll have a little bit of space to be able to try and progress it. And I think that losing Trent is a big thing. It's a big thing because Konate has the ball and he gives the ball to, you Connor Bradley, or he tries to give the ball to Salah or like play a direct pass. And we just don't have the profile to be able to take the ball and be like, okay, I'm going to absolutely bang it 70 yards across the pitch, or I'm going to play a line breaking pass to try and play Salah through, whatever. Like, we don't necessarily have that right now. I think the closest thing we have is Sabosline. Like, seeing him at right back is quite peculiar because he gets to sort of have a little bit more liberty with trying to ping passes or like find the man. And he has the range, but he's not Trent. So I think in possession is one thing for sure. And I see a lot of times that the center backs will have the ball and our midfielders will like push up into attack. So there's a gap in between the center backs, and then it feels like the midfielders and the attackers are super close to one another. And they have difficulty in being able to progress the ball well. Um, that's definitely one thing that I look at. Two, I'll say, is misprofiling of some players. I know I'd said I'm not going to try and be a tactico, but one thing that I've noticed is that Kirkez, I'm gonna point him out because I think he's had a tough time adjusting. But at Bournemouth, he was an overlapping fullback. He was someone who was allowed to bomb down the wing, try and play in a nice cross, low cross, whatever you want to say. And he did it pretty well. I mean, he scored some goals along the way too. There was a famous goal. I think he scored it against, I want to say, Wolves or West Ham in like the 90th minute, whatever. But in this Liverpool team, it seems like he doesn't have that same liberty. And he's being asked to sort of tuck in a little bit more and try and play in that quote unquote inverted role. And quite frankly, that's just not his game. If you watch a Liverpool game, you'll see he passes the ball backward a lot. The last thing I want to say is just I think the manager owns about 60% of the blame, but dude, at the end of the day, it's just underperforming players too. It hurts to say because these are my boys and I love them, but a lot of those guys are playing well below it. They're well below it right now, and I'm not trying to bring up this game because it was a deserved win at the end of the day. But like the Manchester United game, I'll never forget Cody Gakpo in like the 95th minute. Like how he doesn't bury that header is beyond me. It is absolutely beyond me how he doesn't bury that header and salvage a point. But that's just one example of many examples of poor decision making, bad final third play, moving the ball too slow. Like I could point out players. Konate has been well below it. McAllister's been well below it. Love the guy to death. I call him a legend. Salah has been below it for a good portion of the season. Kirkez is struggling, but I also kind of feel for the guy because he's not really played to his strengths. Isak, Gravenberch has been a little bit below. Frimpong, but he's barely touched the pitch. But when he has played, it's been bad. So like.
How about Marbadashvili? How are you feeling about him? I mean, look, when you have Alisson, I was saying, Alisson is one of one, right? So that's like the best keeper in the Prem for years in a row. And look, I had De Gea.
I think it goes to show that in many of like the all-time Premier League 11s, you could make an argument for him there. I mean, for whatever reason, you could say Czech, you could say Schmeichel, Van der Sar, whatever, like whoever you are, but like Alisson is in the conversation. So he's an all-time great, and him and Courtois have really been the top two for me. And my brother is a massive Madrid fan, so we have this debate every now and then, who's better. I have my bias, so I'm always going to pick Alisson. But man, I'm not going to sit here and act like Courtois has also been the bane of my existence.
Courtois keeps that team in games when they're not firing on all cylinders. Man. He's the only player playing.
Yeah. I mean, the guy. I would love to see like how many goals he's prevented.
Oh yeah.
Like over the course of the past 6 years or something, because he's incredible. But yeah, I would say tactics is a big thing, but players got to perform, man. Also, at the end of the day, like these are world class players. Like I'm not trying to use my Liverpool bias, but we have some damn good players, and it pains me to see how some of them are playing. So I think it's a combination of things, but yeah, man, we'll have to see what happens. I mean, Slot has a little bit left in the bank, I think, still, having won the Premier League and showing that he's capable of great things, but if he doesn't turn it around quick, then I do worry for the guy. I do.
Okay, so now let's move on. Flashback to the past. I'm trying to ask you, what is your most memorable IRL moment?
Yeah, I mean, the easy answer is, and I'll name the game, but I'll also go to like moment. The easy answer of being a Liverpool fan is Liverpool versus Barcelona Champions League, right? I mean, 4-0. I'll never forget. It's one of those things that we talked about, like the Michael Jackson moment, where you were in that very moment. I'll never forget it. I think everybody honestly remembers like corner taken quickly, and like where they were in that given moment. But IRL, I actually had the privilege of going to Anfield for Klopp in his last season. I remember I woke up to the news of him announcing he was leaving at the end of the season. That same morning, I just bought a ticket to England because I was like, it's a bucket list thing for me. Like, I need to go and see Anfield. I need to go and see my favorite team play. And when he announced it, I was like, yeah, I got to do it. Because, dude, I have the guy tattooed on me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm such a big fan of that one man and like everything he did for my club, but just the guy in general too. I feel like he's such an amazing human.
Who'd you guys play when you went?
We played against Tottenham.
Oh, how'd that go?
4-2. It was an absolute cracker of a game.
So when I went to go watch United, they played Tottenham too. They lost 3-0.
Oh, that hurts. I honestly thought about it too because I was like, it's a game versus Tottenham. It doesn't really count for much because the season was over. City had won. But I just remember being like, what if they lose? Like, that's going to suck. But even then, I was just like, man, I'm at Anfield. Like, I'm going to get to see Jurgen Klopp on the touchline. I get to see Salah. I saw Darwin Nunez. Famous game because he, like, deleted all of his Liverpool-related content after that game, I remember. And people were like, yo, what the hell? I was like, dude, I don't know. Like,
average player tantrum, bro. That's how
he's
they
being
are.
a baby. Like, what can I say? But they won the game 4-2. I was actually with Kyle. Shout out Kyle.
Hey, that's dope, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a really cool experience, man. But hearing "You'll Never Walk Alone" for the first time was probably my biggest like IRL moment. Like, holy shit, this is unbelievable. It definitely is just one of those songs that invokes emotion out of you, especially if you're a Liverpool fan, even more so. But I would say the average football fan probably goes to Anfield and hears that song and it's like, wow, like this this is incredible. So yeah, I would definitely say that. IRL was sick. I went to a Chelsea game on that same trip, and I was like 5 rows behind, like the pitch, and I got to see a couple goals. Well, I got to see goals, of course, but I got to see like Cole Palmer balling,
Oh, that's dope.
which
That's
is
dope.
super dope, man.
That's
Absolute,
awesome.
absolute beast. Got to give him his flowers. He's a great player. Um, but yeah, that was also really dope to see IRL. But I would say Anfield, for me, is peak.
So let me ask you now, what is your favorite kit? And this can be, I want you to give me both a Liverpool and an international kit.
Yeah, I can do that. Favorite Liverpool kit, man. I would have to say it's like the long sleeve when from like the Fernando Torres days. There was like it was like they had like the Carlsberg. It was Adidas. Man, I just remember a super famous Fernando Torres goal and seeing him celebrating that. I have a jersey actually, so it's really dope. But I would say those like 2008 Liverpool kits, long sleeve in particular, was probably my favorite from the club. I really like this year's too. I think they did a great job bringing back Adidas.
It's nice. This year's is nice,
They
man.
absolutely smashed it. It's a shame the team is so ass, but it's a beautiful kit. I bought it the day it came out. International is a little bit tougher, you know. Obviously, like the Brazil kits are so famous. Everybody and their mama has them. I have a couple of France jerseys that I think are pretty fresh, but I have a Benzema one. And yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go basic. I'm just gonna go steady Brazil.
Yeah, fairs.
Uh,
Look, fairs.
you know, I wish I had a better answer. I mean, obviously, like Nigeria has dropped some bangers over the
Yeah,
years.
yeah. I mean, look, and that's why I even mentioned it because most people do say Nigeria, right? Because they're just like,
I
yeah, the
mean,
Nigeria joint's
they're
bang.
classics. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like those are just super dope. But I'm gonna stick with the football aficionado and just I'm gonna take Brazil.
there
It's
we
it's
go.
the most legendary footy kit, man. You know, can't go wrong.
Next question: who is your favorite Klopp signing?
Favorite Klopp signing? You know, he's made some really good ones. Um, although Salah is probably my favorite Liverpool player since Steven Gerrard, I'll probably go with Virgil van Dijk.
I mean, Verge, like for what he's done. I mean, how many years in a
Yeah,
row people are like calling him the best center back in the world? It's look, I love to make fun of Virgil because I know, like at the end of the day, the dude's his CV speaks for itself.
yeah, yeah. I mean, especially like from a United fan, I would never expect someone to be like, yeah, he's the best Premier League center back ever because of Vidic,
Yeah, yeah, I'd never.
Rio
I
Ferdinand.
still didn't say that.
I'm not saying you
I'm
did.
just fucking. I'm just fucking with you. I'm just fucking with you. I'm just
I
fucking
know,
with
I know.
you.
It's more so like I wouldn't expect it, but the matter of the fact is like the guy is he's in the conversation. He sits at that table, right? Like for me, and again, I'll have my bias hang out there. It's fine. Um, but I would say Virgil just because we signed him and like the team just went from like it was already going this way, but like it went like that. You know what I mean? And they were incredible post like the team was just incredible post Virgil van Dijk and you know I'll be incredibly sad the day he also hangs it up, but all good things come to an end, and he's given us amazing years, so I'll go with Virg.
Great choice. And now the biggest Klopp flop. And look, flop is, I just liked it because it rhymed with Klopp, right? But like a player that didn't perform to expectations, right? Somebody that you might have had high hopes on and it didn't turn out the way you wanted it to.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
me, like he's not necessarily a flop, but like when you guys got Thiago, I was like, oh, it's GG's for everybody. Like these guys are going to become unplayable. So when I saw that you still had a little bit of some weaknesses and things you can do, I was like,
Yeah.
okay, they don't get everything right 100% all the time, but Thiago still played well, I think.
I think Thiago was a success. I mean, granted, we signed him for like 20 million. You know what I mean? So a player of his stature coming from Bayern Munich, 20 million. Yes, he's made of glass. But when the guy played, gosh, I remember the first time he played, it was against Chelsea, and he played one half, and he set the record for most passes in a Premier League half, or some shit like that. It was something crazy. I was like, yeah, this guy is champagne, bro. You know what I mean? Like, he's him. And his most memorable performance, and I hate to keep bringing it back, was against Manchester United. it was historic, that game. He was ridiculous how good he was. But when you say club flop, like, one name sticks out to me, and I only say it because I bought his jersey as soon as I knew he signed. It hurts to this day, man. But Naby Keita,
Oh, yeah.
Naby Keita, and his Liverpool career really is summed up by the Champions League final miss that he had against Real Madrid, where he like blasted it first time and he sent the ball to Mars. And it's unfortunate because, again, he's another guy who is kind of made of glass. He spent half of his Liverpool career on the injury table. But he's the first name that jumps out. I think Fabio Carvalho is another one that he had like higher hopes. He's a young kid. He's at Brentford now. He's still not playing much. And then the other one that kind of jumps to name, but I wouldn't call him a flop. It's more so just that he didn't hit the levels we were hoping for, was Darwin Nunez, right?
Yeah,
I think that,
I mean, yeah, Darwin. I can see where somebody would want to say he's a flop, right? But he still scored some goals, like some clutch.
he
goals.
scored some goals. Again, it doesn't carry as much weight, but he was off the ball. He was a menace too. Like, he was a pressing monster, and that does carry value, especially in the Premier League. And he's in Saudi Arabia now, and he's doing well. So it just goes to show that the guy isn't talentless, but he, maybe he didn't hit the levels that we were hoping for with him. And yeah, he also joined. I think it was the same summer as Haaland, maybe the year after. I can't remember, but he had Haaland to go against. He was the benchmark. And
look, bro, when he started fighting the Colombian fans, shit just got wicked.
That was crazy. I can't lie. You can't doubt his passion.
And that's why I'm like, I rate that.
Yeah.
All right. I want you to give me your all-time Liverpool. Actually, no. Before I say that, the only player whose jersey I own who played for Liverpool, I can never buy a player. Like, if you play for Liverpool, I'm good off you, bro. Like, I can't rate that. I'm not.
I wouldn't buy a United jersey, so I can't blame you.
Mamadou Sakho PSG jersey. I rated Sakho. Yeah, personality. See, I just love that personality.
Guy. Yeah. Yeah. He had a crazy personality, and I think that's actually was like to his detriment. Like, that's kind of what got him out of favor with Klopp. I remember,
dude. He liked to have fun, man.
He liked to have fun, man. You can't blame the guy.
I want you now to give me your all-time Liverpool XI, and it can be over anything of all time, right? So even players that you never got to watch.
100%. I'm gonna go with Alisson Becker in goal. Guy is just ridiculous. Amazing goalkeeper. He hurt us bad, but Trent Alexander-Arnold at right back, incredible generational player for me. Virgil van Dijk is the first center back on the list. For the other center back, I would say between Jamie Carragher and Sami Hyypiä, but I'm going to go with, or Alan Hansen, but I would probably go with Kara.
I mean, look, he played for a minute. Like, his longevity is just incredible.
700 something games. Yeah, I'll go with Carragher. Left back, I'm going to go with Robbo. Sign him for $8 million from Hull City. He's a true wonder story of a player, and I'll always rate the guy. First name on the midfielder, and the midfielders should be Steven Gerrard for me. And this is, again, Liverpool bias coming into play here, but I think he's the best Premier League midfielder we've seen. Very close second for me is Paul Scholes. I will never entertain the Frank Lampard debate. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear Frank Lampard, man. Don't bring him into this debate of these guys. It's Gerrard and Scholes, and everybody has their preference. But Scholes, once said, I could have never done what Gerrard did in that team, and I do agree with that, even though he's class. The last thing I'll touch on CVG is, like, man, the hairline. Bro, the guy's like 42, and his hairline is like right here, bro.
It's class.
You got to give it to him. I'm gonna go with Xabi Alonso, manager of Real Madrid right now. He was linked with Liverpool, snubbed it, but absolute legend. He was incredible all 4 years he was at the club. And then last one's a bit of a wild card, man, but I do genuinely believe in his last half season at the club, he was the best player in the world. Felipe Coutinho. Bro. Absolute baller. Baller, man. And his goal catalog, it speaks for itself. Banger City. Bro used to let it fly from 35 yards out.
Man, I'm just trying to think about the come up business deal.
Yeah, 142 million in Barcelona was amazing.
Like,
the grass
like,
is not always greener.
dude, like I'm literally like that name shocked me to my core. I'm like, that was the first thing I used to think about with him was like, God, they fucking cooked Barcelona. What a fucking deal. Like the art of the deal, man.
Dude, yeah, we cooked them, but like if you asked me and you're like, would you have wanted him to stay? I would have said yes. I genuinely would have wanted him to stay. But he wanted to go. It was his dream move. Go for it. Didn't pan out. Sorry. And then the front three for me is pretty easy. It's Salah, of course, on the right wing. I never really got to watch him because I wasn't alive. But Kenny Dalglish, King Kenny, I got to go with him up front. I can go with like honorable mentions: Ian Rush, Roberto Firmino. But I'm gonna go with King Kenny. I think they have a freaking stand named after the guy at the club. And then with left wing, there's two guys that I could think of, but I'm gonna go with Sadio Mane. Like I said, absolute powerhouse player. John Barnes is another guy who I've heard, but again, he played in the 80s. I was born in 98. Yeah, he's a cult hero, like absolute cult hero for the club, and he's a legend. Like, club legend. The guy is welcomed back with Anfield in open arms, and again, I never got to see him live, but the clips that I've seen of him, he would have been a deadly winger in the Premier League.
Real hooper.
I mean, yeah, absolute baller.
Before I ask you some non-football related questions, the one name that wasn't mentioned, Shaqiri. My guy Shaqiri, you left him out, man. What a baller. We didn't even talk about him today. I used to love Shaqiri, bro.
Sheridan, man. I loved that guy so
Big
much.
Shaq.
Big Shaq, bro. He could strike a ball. I mean, bro, thunderclap the ball.
Next thing I want to ask you is, we're in the Thanksgiving season, so
okay.
I want you to tell me, if you could remove one Thanksgiving side, what would be the one? If you had to eliminate one, what would it be?
One Thanksgiving side, bro. You know what? I've never been a fan of it. Stuffing.
Class! I said the same thing last week, bro. I was at like a little icebreaker joint. I said the same shit.
Keep it. Hold it. I don't need it. I don't want it. You know what I mean? Like, bro, we got mac and cheese. We got mashed potatoes. We got candied yams.
You want me to go for some stuffing? Bruh.
Stuffing?
What?
Bro. What is that? What even is stuffing? I don't even think you know what you made. I don't want that shit. Man, Next one. Your best Black Friday memory. Not your best Thanksgiving memory, because that's too wholesome. We're going to keep it consumer, excess, capitalistic related. Your best Black Friday memory. Best Black Friday memory, man. So easy answer there. We go back to the days when Potomac Mills used to be the talk of the town.
Just getting shit for the low ski.
For the low ski. You'd go to Potomac Mills 3 a.m. with your moms, just walking out with 4 bags full, hit the Nike store, you'd hit Finish Line, you'd hit like freaking H&M or something. I don't even know. Right? Potomac Mills, and then you'd have like Auntie Anne's at 3 a.m. Like you were flying.
You're living, bro.
You were flying,
dude.
then you'd go home the next day. You'd be talking to the homies, talking to them on like Facebook or whatever.
You probably got a new game for the low ski. Yeah.
You won't believe the kicks that I copped. The whole time kicks were ass. Like you cop like wavies or something, or like Roshi runs or something.
Oh my god.
But P Mills, but honestly, I remember going to Best Buy one year too, and it was like pandemonium, bro. It was pandemonium. Like people were stampeding one another. Like,
dude, for me,
just to save $100 on a TV, like
Best Buy 2000 Thanksgiving 2009 Best Buy, or the joint in Springfield, bro. Oh my goodness, that is my favorite ever memory, because like I didn't even get anything. My dad was going for a GPS, like a Garmin GPS for his like 94 Camry, so he was like trying to get a new GPS, and I was just there, and there was so many like teenagers trying to get Modern Warfare 2, and like seeing the look of joy on like all these people's faces really gassed me up too, and I was like, oh, this is lit. Like, I'm trying to be in the mix. I like this. This is a good vibe, bro.
Like, dude, they were so feral, bro. Like, people were feral over these things. I'm just like, dude, is it that serious?
You won't catch me dead inside of a physical brick and mortar store this whole entire week, bro.
I mean, for better or for worse, technology is just evolved, bro. Like, now they're running Black Friday deals in July. You know what I mean?
Dude, literally.
They're like, Black Friday came early this year. You're like
what?
outside. Like, it's 4th of July, bro. What do you mean? You know? So.
And my last question for you. You are more than a bit of a cinephile. I know you well. I know you watch movies.
Yeah.
Give me your top 3 as of right now, right? And this is an ever-changing list for anybody that watches a lot of movies. It's always changing.
Sure.
But right now, what are the 3 you would have to... If somebody put a gun to your head, the only way you can survive is give me 3 movies on your letterbox. Your favorite 3.
Yeah, I mean, look, man, it's the most basic answer in the book for a guy. But, like, The Dark Knight will always be, my favorite film. Maybe it changes when I get older, whatever. But Heath Ledger, when I forget being in that theater, 2008, I was starstruck, and I still watch that movie to this day. So like, for the benchmark, like, yo, is this still goated? It's still goated. Okay, like it is goated. That movie's goated. If you don't think so, I don't know what to tell you. Okay, The Dark Knight. I'm gonna go a little outside the box here. Movie that I never ever expected in a million years to be as good as it was. Godzilla -1.
Dude,
I don't know if you're hip to that.
It's class.
Dude, for me, expectation was like, this is going to be a 7 out of 10 Godzilla movie. Never did I think it would be a 10 out of 10 movie. So, dealing with so much trauma, so much drama, so much heartache. Like, gosh, great film.
So
great
good.
film.
It's a great... I love that movie, man.
No, amazing character development. Like, it has everything that you could want in a movie. Like, it has the romance. It has, like, the bromance with all the guys.
Yeah.
You know? And
enough
the
action.
The story building is absolutely incredible. And yeah, dude, that movie it absolutely took me by storm. And whenever people ask me for movie recs, I'm like, have you seen Godzilla -1? And they're always like, most people are like, no. I'm like, don't talk to me until you watch Godzilla -1.
That joint is one of one, man. One of one.
Yeah. I'm going to give you my third one, but I want to throw some honorable mentions out there as well. I rewatched for a very long time the very first Pirates of the Caribbean. Fire ass movie.
Is it Curse of the Black Pearl? Is that the first one?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Black Pearl. Dude, Johnny Depp, love him or hate him, guy's goated. I mean, that was incredible. Jack Sparrow, incredible. This is a bit more of an indie film. I don't know if you've seen it. It's called Late Night with the Devil. Absolutely love that film.
Yeah. Okay. I've heard of it, never seen it. I gotta check it out now.
Great film. Check it out if you have some time. Really great watch. Oppenheimer, of course, amazing. Christopher Nolan, goated. Spider-Man 2, Tobey Maguire. I'm going to go Before Sunrise. Give me Ethan Hawke.
Yeah, the whole Before trilogy. I love that shit. The whole trilogy is dope.
Romance films in general, like, that is the one for me. I'm going to go with a little bit of a more unknown. Richard Linklater, staying with the same director. It's called Everybody Wants Some. Came out in 2016. If anybody hasn't seen it, check it out. It's a goodie. But for number 3, we're going to go with Minari. Minari, man. Steven Yeun. That movie will absolutely break your heart.
And that joint's a few years old now, right? Is it like 4 or 5 years old?
It came out, I want to say, like in 2019, something like that. But not only is it an absolute cinematic masterpiece, it's a beautiful film. The soundtrack for me, to this day, is probably my favorite movie soundtrack I've ever heard. And I'm someone who holds like soundtracks very close, near and dear to my heart. Like, I love movie soundtracks. I listen to them a lot, like when I'm working especially. But I'm going to plug Jacob's Prayer. If you're looking for a song to make you hella emotional, or just a really nice sonically sounding piece of art, listen to Jacob's Prayer. And yeah, I'll kind of go off on that. But those are some of my favorite films. I have many more. I could keep going. Goodfellas, Lord of the Rings. Nah. Definitely. But
listen, that's why I have to clap it at 3, because I have some people on that love movies, and you're one of them, bro. Like, you could talk about Liverpool all day, and then you could talk about film all day. This shit doesn't end.
We could.
El Vinotinto Van Dijk. Thank you for coming on, my brother. It was an absolute pleasure. It was a blast. I can't thank you enough. I appreciate you, bro. Give an outro to the people.
You know, in testing times, especially as a Liverpool fan, I just want you guys to enjoy the holiday season. Tell your people that you love them. Go and see sunlight. Go and do things outside. Just stay safe. Be true to yourself.
Hey, be true to yourself. Let's go. No, I love it. Be true to yourself, man. That's the best shit, bro.
wakhalir. People let it talk, I let them do it all week. When it's time, better let the man Simo speak. It ain't sweet when you line up in the big leagues, big names and the best teams with the critique. Always on point, better come and grab a good seat. Wakha, wakhoya, wakhalir. I ain't got no time to waste, talk ain't cheap. Wakha, wakhoya, wakhalir. Wakha, wakhoya,